So one Sunday morning, I'm hanging out with a group of people, which I normally do on Sunday morning. One of the things we do is sing together on Sunday morning. And there was a woman that led the singing who had been to Port-au-Prince, Haiti. And while she was there with a group of teenagers, she went to an orphanage. When they got to the orphanage, they learned that the children had not eaten. And most of the time when I hear things like this, I can do something with it. I can put it somewhere. I can leave it for someone else. But for some reason, that day, that Sunday, this sentence would not leave. The children had not eaten. And, well, you know me. All I do is food. Since I was 16 years old, I started cooking food. I did that professionally for 16 years. And after 16 years of cooking food, I went into selling food. My parents instilled in me that it's good to have a family time together with a meal. And no matter how crazy life has gotten for me, I've always tried to keep my life centered to where we gather together around food on a regular basis. So the third, I don't know why that day, that sentence was so impactful, but I couldn't get rid of it. The children had not eaten. So I avoided it as long as I could. And finally, I called the girl who was on stage leading the singing that morning and said, "Where were you? How did you get there? Who knows more about the place?" And she said she went to Haiti with a group of teenagers connected with a missions group called Praying Pelicans Missions. And they facilitate mission trips to about 4 different locations. And the group that Heather went with picked Haiti. And the missions organization, basically their whole purpose is to go to places where there is great need, discover the need, and then find a way to connect people who can meet that need with the need. And that's what happened to me that Sunday morning. That need was shared. It became part of my life. So in discovering Praying Pelicans, I got connected with Jim Noreen, who is the Haitian missions coordinator for the country of Haiti. So Jim Noreen met Pastor Jean Sorel LaRoche, who is the founder and the current director of Life is Hope Orphanage. In speaking with Jim about the financials of the orphanage and why the children might not have eaten, he explains to me that Pastor Jean has a certain budget and has a certain gifting income. He believed that there was a $4,000 shortfall in their needed income, and that left them without food. They have 100 children, 12 staff, and to feed them on a monthly basis, estimated cost is $4,000. So that number landed on me, $4,000 to feed 100 plus children in Haiti for a month. I searched my heart and was led to make a donation in honor of the birth of Christ so that in the month of December, the children would have that deficit met. So Linda and I prayerfully considered how and made a decision to donate $4,000 to meet the food need. And I called Jim and told him of that decision, told him how I was doing it. And he said that he was really blessed because a church in Mississippi had just sent $12,000. So between the two of us, he felt he could feed the children at Life is Hope for 4 months, December through March. And most of the time, when you accomplish something like that, you feel so good, you're off the hook, the kids are eating, life's great, and you move on. You got a little gold star, you know, somehow you're connected to the 12 grand and the problem went away. Well, the Holy Spirit and I, he did not let it go away. I could not accept the fact that as of March, it wouldn't be long before that same sentence would become a part of the life of Life is Hope Orphanage. The children had not eaten would happen again. There's nothing that would stop that or prevent that at the end of the $16,000 from happening again. And I argue a lot with the power and the presence within me called the Holy Spirit, and didn't want anything to do with this. I thought for sure I was done. And within 2 weeks of making the commitment to donate the funds to feed the children in honor of Christ's birthday, I was commissioned, and that's a really strange word, but I was commissioned to feed the children at Life is Hope Orphanage. Don't know whether you've ever been commissioned to do anything like this before. I haven't. But I started telling people I've been commissioned to feed the children at Life is Hope Orphanage to the tune of $4,000 a month. I need help. And what the idea that I got in my head, I've been sponsoring a child through Compassion International for well over 15 years. We then later took on another child, been gifting that organization for a long time. I thought, well, I'll just take the same principle and ask my friends to sponsor a child, 100 children, $40 a month, $4,000. Great. Just tell the story, ask for help. Well, what happened to me, though, is that I like to be a person of truth. I need to know what I tell you is the absolute truth. And I can't do that unless I go to Haiti. Because what we know about third world countries is $4,000 doesn't always equal food. $4,000 could be, who knows what happens to it. So I called Praying Pelicans, told them that I'm going to Haiti. I would like them to facilitate the process, and told Praying Pelicans exactly why I was going to Haiti. In the meantime, I started getting my own ideas about the way things could be done in Haiti. I went online, I found a food distributor, and I work full-time for a food distributor. I'm about to start my 25th year in food distribution, so I know about that. So I thought I'd go to Haiti and see what that's about there. Well, I get there. I sit down with the pastor, Pastor Jean, on Thursday afternoon, having just arrived. And I found out that, yes, I could feed them for $4,000 a month. But for reasons that I cannot place any blame on anyone in any organization, all other support had ended in the Life of Hope Orphanage. There was no other means of support. So within 25, 30 minutes of sitting down with the pastor of Life is Hope Orphanage, Pastor Jean, I learned that they have no other financial contributors at this time, which Praying Pelicans did not know until the conversation that I brought up. So then I asked full disclosure on, okay, so what are your expenses then? If it's not just food. They have a staff of 12 that they pay a mere $2,000 a month to, the entire staff, including Pastor Jean. I learned that they have an electric bill. I learned that they have education bills. I learned that they have medical needs with 100+ children. They own no means of transportation. So just to get a child to the doctor requires renting. Listening further with Pastor Jean, I learned that his entire staff had recently turned over because they had not been paid. Now, of course, being an American, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so your staff leaves, all of them, because they haven't been paid for several months. Who wants their job? And there's a staff there, there's teachers, there are people there working, and I'm wondering, what are they thinking? How long are they staying? How committed are they to a job where the people that left didn't get paid? So anyway, it became quite apparent it's a rather desperate situation. So I totaled up all the needs, and I came up with $8,000 per month. So $8,000 a month to run an orphanage in Haiti, to fully staff, fully educate, fully care for, and feed the children at Life is Hope Orphanage. I asked Pastor Jean, what can you do? And he said, I'm hopeless. And I said to him, so what do you do when you're hopeless? And he said, I do what I've been doing, and I pray. And immediately the Holy Spirit said, and that's why you're here. And I said, well, in my own way, I flipped them the bird in my mind and said, thanks, no thanks. Now, I remind you, I went there to verify that I could support the children on $4,000 a month, and now I'm aware that it's 8. And I didn't want anything to do with that information. I resisted that I would have any part of that. Matter of fact, I ended Friday probably as down as Jude Hoffman can possibly be. The other thing I need to say is every day we ended our day at a different orphanage. We came there to find out about, learn about Life is Hope Orphanage and meet their need, but they had no accommodations for us. Praying Pelican Ministries was just asked to manage Haitian Christian Orphanage, and they had accommodations, so we stayed there. And Haitian Christian Orphanage has been funded by a church in America from its inception. It started some 20 years ago, and the church in the Midwest has sustained that, financially sustained that organization. So I'm leaving an organization that has no funding whatsoever, and I'm staying at an organization that is fully funded. And the difference is night and day. The children, the 40-plus children at Haitian Christian Orphanage, which is 3 times the size property and fully funded, compared to the small property where 100-plus children are with no funds. So at the end of the day, the difference is just by Friday afternoon, I'm done. I'm thinking, I can't help. I don't know why I'm here. Take me home, basically. And so we wind down. I'm getting ready for bed. I got my head on a pillow, and I had a memory. I cook for a men's retreat 3 times a year. There were 150 men expected at the last retreat. I showed up on Thursday. The retreat runs from Thursday through Sunday. I got there early Thursday morning with hundreds of things to do in preparation for the retreat. But I brought 3 chickens with me, 3 large roasting chickens. And I'd seasoned them, threw them in the oven. And when they came out of the oven, I picked the skin off. I picked all the usable meat off. I took the bones and the skin and threw it in a pot with some vegetables and made a really rich chicken stock. When the stock was ready, I took some vegetables, sauteed them off, and added the clear stock to it, strained it, put it in, cooked some noodles off. I put that in, and at the end, I seasoned it and put all that fresh roasted chicken into that soup. And it was life. I could sustain life for 150 men with 7 gallons of chicken noodle soup. And when they arrived to a hot soup and a sandwich, something about going to sleep with that memory gave me an incredible amount of hope that if nothing else, I can take 3 chickens and feed 150 kids really good soup. And I don't know why, it just sparked hope within me. And even though I had been beaten down all day, I went to sleep with hope. And I woke up Saturday morning fired up. Just hope was the word of the day.